IronForgesIron.com, the internets. We are live from Saudi Arabia. From Saudi Arabia here. Amazing. Chuck is here. JMMA underscore.
2011.
I know. JMMA underscore all day. Mr. Faris, aka Desert Fury. What's up, Faris?
Thanks, guys.
You guys may know Ferris from his Shogun the Uncrowned highlight.
Yes.
Give it props on that because it's an epic highlight.
Appreciate it.
And if you don't know who I am, if you don't know who I am by now, Wayne Shada, I'm up on the screen.
It's Wayne.
Yeah. Let's start it up. Big event, UFC 140. Let's start it up with Mark Hominick versus Chang Sung Jung, the Korean zombie himself. Who do you got? Ferris?
Start off.
I go first. Okay, thank you. The guests go first. So I would say Mark Hominick. It's basically math. The Korean zombie fought the same guy who Mark Hominick destroyed. Which was, if I'm not mistaken, what was the guy? George Roop. And maybe you can give it due to the fact of height and reach advantage, but in the end, Mark Hominick shows a lot of technical striking that could surpass the Korean zombie, in my opinion.
Yes, I'm gonna go with Hominick himself. I mean, he came damn close to somewhat beating Aldo. You know, I mean, I know Aldo gassed.
Aldo was sick. He was sick. He had flu. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think Hominick. I definitely think Hominick's going to win this fight. I think definitely Hominick's going to win this fight.
I give him that as well.
I'm going to say by knockout.
He's knocking him out. So.
I think he's going to win by knockout. I really think he's going to win by knockout.
Absolutely.
So second round, I got Mark Hominick. Chuck.
I think it'll be a good fight. I think advantage in stand-up and wrestling would probably go to Mark Hominick. Jiu-jitsu ground game to Korean Zombie. I do like Mark Hominick. He's exciting, but I'm going to pick an upset. I'm going to go with Korean Zombie by submission. Second round. I think Hominick will take him down, get him to the ground, but Korean Zombie won't mind being there. And maybe we'll see another amazing submission like the Leonard Garcia Twister.
Sorry to cut you off.
We can only be lucky.
Keep in mind that Mark Hominick fought Hetsu Hayoki, which is a higher level jiu-jitsu guy than the Korean Zombie, and I've seen. I don't know if you guys seen the fight or not, but the fight was
that's true.
Submission after another submission, and he's getting out each and every one of them in a splendid way, and he lost to decision. I mean, of course, Hayoki showed that he is the best, but in the end, he showed very good, very solid submission defense, in my opinion.
Yeah. So. So here we go. Of course, the guy with the name JMMA all day goes with the Asian guy to win. So there it is.
He's Korean, though.
I know he's Korean. Obviously, he's Korean Zombie. Second fight, Claude Patrick coming from 13 wins versus Brian Ebersol. In my opinion, Brian Ebersol, I'm a huge fan of this guy. He's probably one of the more entertaining fighters. And you know what? Every single time I see Ebersol go out there, I'm thinking, damn, there's a really big chance that this might be his last fight, or he's going to suck, or he's going to lose. But Ebersol always somehow surprises me. So I'm going to go with Ebersol by decision here. Claude Patrick has won 13 fights, like I mentioned before. The last 3 came from the UFC. But I always go with experience. And Ebersol's got a ton of experience. That's it.
I'm gonna have to go. Ebersol. Like you said, he's an entertaining fighter. He's been around the block. He's been in this game a long time. Fought tons of promotions, and he's always fighting for the fans, it seems like, because he's always putting on decent fights and exciting fights. I'm going to pick Ebersol, TKO, round 1. Ferris?
Okay, Brian Ebersol, he is, as you guys say, an entertaining fighter, and he always come for the crowd and gives this whole chest hair and everything, and the whole arrow and all. But in the end of the day, that's always risky, and Cloud Patrick has the advantage of fighting at home. That's one. The other is that he is a solid fighter. I mean, he come from a very good streak, and Brian has some problems with submissions before, so I think Cloud Patrick could submit him, in round 2, I guess.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
We go to the third fight. Tito Ortiz, a.k.a. the People's Champ. No more bad boy. The Huntington Beach bad boy versus Little Nog, who's coming down from 2 losses. We know Nog has problems with wrestlers. Tito Ortiz, one of the best wrestlers in the UFC, I would say. Am I right to say that? Yes, no, maybe?
Now?
I'd say now, not so much, but he still should be. He should have enough to get Nog on the ground.
Yeah, and I think he's going to ground.
That's where Nog wants to be.
This is going to be very interesting on the mat. I'm going to go with Ortiz. I think he's going to be able to defend the submissions. So I'm going to go with Ortiz by decision. Ferris?
For me, I'm not going with the Brazilians, but Rogerio showed some very good wrestling defense against Phil Davis, and Phil Davis has much bigger credentials than Tito Ortiz right now, and as a physical specimen, he is much better than Tito Ortiz, in my opinion. And he shows a very, very good boxing. And I'm sure he can find a way to knock Tito out.
Chuck?
Yeah. I agree completely with Ferris on that one. I think he's going to find a way to TKO Tito. And maybe this is Tito's retirement fight. I'm going to make a prediction.
I think Tito is in the age to be ready. Sorry to cut you off. I apologize. I'm new to this. So,
I agree with you.
I think that Tito is in the age that is ready to get knocked out. It's I guess the getaway car for him. He's gonna be devastated. He's gonna be okay with the UFC, and he's gonna go out.
Here's the main question. You guys
have been fighting for a long time.
He has been. This is the main question that I was actually going to bring up that Chuck actually started up. What happens if Little Nog loses? He's off at 2 losses. Usually your third strike, you're done. You think Uncle Dana's going to get rid of Little Nog, knowing full well that...
I think that's bye-bye. Brazilians are too expensive.
Maybe.
They're too expensive, in my opinion.
You think so, maybe?
He's pretty expensive. Ferris is right. He's pretty expensive with his what he's done in the past and where he comes from, and he's making good money, I'm sure. And coming off of 3 losses, you probably have to cut him because you don't want to keep paying him. I would assume.
So we'll see how that goes. Tito loses, you think Dana gives him another spot?
TKO.
Yeah, if Tito loses.
No, I think this is do or die for both of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. A legend is going to go down. I think a legend's going to go down in this fight. So it should be really, really. I think it's going to be an emotional fight. I really think it's going to be an emotional fight. I don't know. I'm going with Ortiz, and I feel weird now because this is the first time I think that aside from the Ebersol fight, I think Chuck and I are split here. The second time with this card. Usually there's one fight where we like differentiate.
Yeah.
This fight seems like this card yeah, exactly. We blame it on you. Fourth fight, Frank Mir versus Big Nog, Antonio Rodrigo Minotauro Nogueira. I love that name.
Here we go.
Yeah, listen. If Frank Mir wins this fight, by knockout. If he wins, I'm picking Big Nog. I'm picking Big Nog in this fight. But if Mir somehow wins this fight, I don't know. I think I'm going to flip out. I'm going to pull my hair. There's several guys in this sport that I absolutely hate. And two of them are in this card for some reason. But Frank Mir is on top of that list. I absolutely hate this guy. Dude, with the passion, the fact. Bro, listen. Nog has never been outclassed boxing in his life.
No,
bro.
Never.
You could
loss.
You could tell in that last fight that they had that something was wrong with Nog. And the fact that Mir was just, oh my God, man, Mir was just shit talking after this fight. It just got me more and more. I've been wanting this fight for so long. I pray to God, Big Nog knocks this guy out, clean out. If there's a fight that I want, I really need this. I need this, man. I need Big Nog to win. The same way I'm predicting a Nog to win, second round KO. I'm going to say it. If he loses this fight, I think half of my Twitter list is going to be devastated. But I'm going to be extremely devastated. Because then Mir would shut me up. Because I've always said that loss in my mind was stupid. I always believe Big Nog that he's just a man of honor. If he says he has I think it was staph that he had a staph infection in his knee, and he said that was he was sick and he almost pulled out of the fight. That something was wrong. Then this would prove me wrong. I cannot believe that Frank Mir could beat this guy healthy, and hopefully if Nog comes in healthy, that he wins this fight. So I'm going with Big Nog, second round KO. I hope it happens. Pride never die. Let's get this win, Big Nog. Never ever die.
I'm saying I agree with you with everything you've said, essentially. I fucking hate Frank Mir. He's just a pompous, obnoxious, arrogant. You see it. Every time the guy opens his mouth, he just spews arrogance. And the win over Nog, he thinks the win over Nog at that time makes him like Fedor status, Nog status, because he beat Nog, who was injured as fuck. You know what I mean? And he like you said, he was gonna pull out of the fight, but he didn't do it, and he fought for the fans. I hope Nog just slips some punches and boxes him up like he did to Brendan Schaub. I really, really do. And I think Nog's jiu-jitsu is better. It depends how his hips are feeling, I think. And his knees and his body overall. And if he's feeling good, he should easily win this, because I've never put Frank Mir on the same level as Nogueira.
But
even Lil Nog.
Yeah, I can't.
I don't put him on the same level.
I would be in total shock if Frank Mir wins this fight. I'm telling you, man, I'm going to be really devastated. If this guy, I can't.
I don't think it's going to happen.
This is not good's always supposed to triumph over evil, and if Frank Mir wins this fight, it will be the opposite way around. I'm sorry, I don't care if you're a Frank Mir nut hugger. I know my friend Kevin and Rick are. They absolutely love Frank Mir, but let me tell you something, man. And he seemed like a cool guy when I met Frank Mir. Don't get me wrong. I met him once. But God, if the Big Nog loses this fight, I'm going to be devastated. But enough with me personally. Faris, you got the final say. Go ahead.
Well, it's sad, but it's true. We all wanted Wanderlei Silva to win against Chris Lieben, but it didn't happen, and we all felt devastated, and we all wanted him to hang up once and for all, just like everybody else was a legend, and we don't want to see them the way they are. And the problem is Minotauro had that chance at UFC Rio. I mean, if you see the fight from the beginning until the end, he was he had some obstacles until he made the knockout, which was a lack of, experience. When I say to Shab that he took these punches and got knocked out, but he got knocked out cold in Brazil, the way that he wanted it, and it was historical. Why not that moment you retired and you have made a legend out of yourself? And now you're fighting Frank Mir, the person that, in my opinion, in that fight, he won't beat Brendan Schaub. That's all what I'm saying.
Emotional fight.
Big knock. Big knock knockout.
Yeah, big knockout. Main event, very intriguing fight. Very intriguing fight between the two, I guess, defending champ, John Jones, right? I mean, can he get two?
The defending champ against the former champ.
Yeah, it's you know what's interesting about this? There's two people that I said would give John Jones there's several people I thought would give John Jones a problem, and a lot of people are saying Machida, his elusiveness. This is the second guy I hate. Another guy I hate. I don't care for Machida. I never have. I never will. Between the piss drinking and the fact that he, and the Machida karate, I just don't care for this.
First off, why are you pissing your drink? If you got money, you can't afford to buy electrolytes. You have to drink your piss. What the fuck, man?
But not even that. He stopped it. He stopped it. He stopped drinking his own piss, which is interesting because, I think forever and ever and ever and ever we'll always remember Machida and piss together. Just how it goes. Yeah. We all know Machida's like a counter striker. He's got very good strikes, very precision strikes. Very elusive. The problem that I thought that Shogun was able to do that I think will give John Jones the victory in this fight is the fact that Shogun attacked the lead leg of Lyoto Machida. And definitely because Machida left that out. He used to leave his leg out all the time. So the fact of the matter is that, I think with John Jones with the reach and the long legs, and it's just unless Machida goes forward and somebody's got to kick John Jones's legs. He's another person. John Jones always leaves his leg out there. The only way I see Machida
got chicken legs.
Yeah, too. Man. The only way I see Machida winning this fight. Yeah, Machida wins this fight is by kicking the legs. And then somehow, leg kick, strike, or, rushing him because he's got to get through that reach of John Jones. I don't think he's got the chin to do it. I think I like John Jones. I always pick John Jones, except for when he fights somebody like a Rampage or Shogun or a Hendo. I don't know. I don't want to say stigmatize it as a pride thing because I just like those fighters better. And I think, I give those guys a chance. But in this fight, I really don't give Machida any shot. I think that John Jones is going to beat his ass. I think he's going to beat his ass convincingly, too. I think it's going to be, John Jones he surprises us every time he goes out there. He looks better and better and better. He looks more refined. He goes out there looking very confident. I think he is the real deal, man. The only person I could see that could beat him is Hendo, and I don't think Hendo wants to fight at 205. I think he's going down to 185. So, I think I give Shogun a second shot. But I just don't see Machida winning this fight, no matter how much Sensei Segal trains Machida and gives him his little tips. I think Machida has no shot. I'm surprised. God bless you. I'm surprised that I'm a gentleman, even on the vlog. I'm surprised that people are giving Machida a shot, but nonetheless, I'm going with John Jones by KO or actually I'm going to go by stoppage, ref stoppage in the third round. Ground and pound. I'm going to go with the ground and pound. Ferris.
I'm going for. I'm gonna talk for an extended time, so I would give it to you, Chuck.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about in depth about John Jones because I want to break him down as a person more than talking about the fight. So I want to give time for you, Chuck, first.
Okay. I think that I think Lyoto Machida is going to be too elusive, too fast, in and out for John Jones. John Jones will have to get a hold of him and take him down. I hope Machida's too elusive for him, and there's a good chance that might happen. There's a good chance Machida might be faster. I mean, like you said, Wayne Shaw, Machida needs to just batter him with leg kicks. He's got fucking wiry little chicken legs, John Jones has. You know what I mean? And no one's ever kicked him. No one kicks him. So you don't know how well he reacts and how well his movement will be after he's eaten a few of those just, Machida karate leg kicks straight to the thigh. I think Machida's going to be too fast for him. I say Machida's gonna TKO him. It's gonna be crazy if it does go down like I think it'll go down. It's gonna be crazy. He's gonna come in. He's gonna come in, go out, come in, huss, and it's gonna be over. Because he's got to do it. He can't stand in the pocket and throw punches with John Jones. He's got to be in and out, get in third shots, get out before he can counterpunch. And Machida's always been good at that. You know what I mean? And that's what he really needs to do in this fight. And I think that there's a good chance he can do it. But if John Jones gets a hold of him, then there's a good chance John Jones will win. But I'm picking Machida TKO.
You think number one? You think he's got the stamina and the chin to actually go through that? I'm just surprised. You think he's got the stamina and the chin to get through that reach? Dude, that's a monster reach, and he. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be able to take
dude, fast in and out. He's fast.
I understand he's fast.
I think he's got it.
Wow, really?
I think he's got it.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Is
Listen, if John Jones can't tag him with a couple shots with that reach, he's going to wrestle him down. He's going to take him down to the mat. I still don't think he could stay in Machida's guard and pound on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got that reach is unbelievable. And I make a lot of mention of it because it's such a big advantage that John Jones has. Aside from the fact that he's athletic and he's not like a goof, like he doesn't just throw a punch and then it takes forever to go back and, like block. The guy's very athletic, man. I can't see Machida winning this fight. I really don't. I think Jones is going to batter him, man.
I can't.
Dude, I think Machida's going to get a couple shots in. Jones is going to adjust well. And wow, this is going to be interesting because somebody's going to shit on. Somebody's going to get shit on here. This is great. Listen, I want to hear. Please, that's going to be. I can't believe you're taking Machida. I can't believe that. I can't believe you're taking Machida.
Fan. I'm not even a Machida fan, and I'm picking Machida. And it's not that
I can relate to what Chuck is saying. He's making sense.
No, he's making sense. It's easier said than done with this guy. It's easier said than done.
It really is.
But you know what?
Okay, let me give you my 2 cents in that.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me give you my 2 cents in that. Okay. When it comes to John Jones and Machida possesses all the weapons needed to destroy John Jones, not even defeating him. If he charges the same way that he knocked out Rashad Evans, I'm sure he can catch John Jones, and I'm sure it's going to be much easier than Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans was bouncing blows with Chuck Liddell, and he was okay with it. But and he got taken out by Machida, let alone fighting John Jones, who is running away from punches. That's the light heavyweight champion of the world. He's running away from punches. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is the problem of Machida that's gonna make him lose this fight, in my opinion, is the lack of striking and keeping the pressure. The guy was so bad at pressure that he lost the decision to Rampage Jackson, who was criticized by lacking of pressure with John Jones previously in his fight. So what I'm saying is he gonna be just in the game of John Jones. John Jones is gonna do the whole reach game. He gonna fall through it. To be honest with you, I think this whole Rashad Evans, John Jones thing, that he get into an injury, then they put a substitute to it, it happened more than once. And to me, I'm not into conspiracy theory kind of thing, but I think Joe Silva knows fighters too well now that he can pick an easy fight for John Jones when it comes to size and reach advantage, and also fighter status right now. Like, let's say, Shogun back in the days. He was picked based on the time being. John Jones knowed about the fight way before the whole injury that happened to Rashad. I'm sure of that. He's been training way before we already know that. That is my opinion. And he has been picked by who else? Rampage Jackson, based on what to get a contender? Okay, Lyoto Machida, he just won after 2 straight losses. And against who? Against a guy who retired. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. There's something off about this guy. There's something off. I don't think that it's what everybody's saying. Maybe he's a nice guy. Maybe you guys met him. I don't know, and I don't even care. I care about him as a fighter. The guy never been tested. We don't know his heart. We don't know anything about that. What I'm seeing is another Brandon Vera fight. If it goes to third round, fourth round, I guess it's going to be he going to gas out just like the Stephan Bonner fight, and Machida going to win. Other than this, I guess John Jones going to win it.
How do you think he's going to win?
John Jones?
Yeah.
Okay, but if it's John Jones, I guess he's going to win via TKO.
So you have John Jones winning? You have John Jones winning?
Yes, Brandon Vera style. But if it progresses, by the way, John Jones has a very questionable stamina. If you look back and watch his fight with Stephan Bonner, the guy was out. In the third round, he could have been finished. But Stephan Bonner wasn't that ready. I mean, what is Stephan Bonner? He's like a C-level fighter. But if it was someone more solid than that, he would have won, basically. So if it reached more than the fourth, I think Lyoto has a better chance of winning. But at the early rounds, Brandon Vera style. That's how he's gonna lose. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
It's an intriguing fight, but I just don't see it as close as everybody else does. But you can take it.
Fight.
Yeah, it's definitely it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm ready for this shit.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we still don't know how he's going to respond. We had the injury, and that was the hand, right? Hand injury. Was it hand injury or shoulder?
I don't buy that. This whole thing, I don't know about it. The Rashad, the hand injury for Rashad, I don't know about that. It happened one day. He came with a cast at the Fox show, and that's it. From then, it progressed. So
No, I'm talking about John Jones was injured.
Was in that event.
John Jones was injured for a little while. He had what was it?
I think so.
Yeah, he had
at the first time. That was the first time.
Yeah, and then
his hand.
Yeah, and he was supposed to go for surgery, and then he decided to go for therapy instead. So but
doesn't add up. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of questionable about that, but nonetheless, I think I'm going to go, again,
this whole
Jones.
robbery thing. Do you remember that robbery thing in New York? Why didn't they bring it up again? Any of his next fight, they didn't bring it up again. Only that time. Only one time they brought it up at that fight and never again. Because, I don't know, because there was something fishy about it.
I think they brought it up.
Something didn't add up.
I think they brought it up at the next countdown for against...
No.
They didn't?
They usually add it up when they talk about the New York MMA thing.
No, what I'm saying is I think that there was a countdown for when he fought Rampage that they spoke about it in length. Yeah, I think so. I don't quote me at it, but I'm pretty sure that they did. But
I mean, if it was true, it is a strong agenda to be pushed. If it was true, they would exploit it.
Yeah, I think they did. They did a pretty good job of it at the 128. builds up. But nonetheless,